government programs with high costs. Yeah, you can make government programs with low costs. I think it's possible. I don't get this, man. Remarkable freedoms. Yes, we know we have remarkable freedoms. By the way, in certain cases, we're the ones trying to protect those remarkable freedoms when you're not. This goes on both sides, I guess, right? Because the conservatives say, you know, the government shouldn't be involved when you know, when I purchase a gun. But then they say the government should be involved with, for instance, faith-based initiatives. You know, religious spent on that. Or furthermore, the government should be involved on flag burning. Now that is a crazy issue to me. This seems so clear to me, and it's to other people, it's just as equally clear to them in the opposite direction. But in any case, there's the kind of hypocrisy there. The, you know, government shouldn't regulate this thing that I want to do, you know, owning a gun, but the government should regulate this thing that I don't want to do, burning the flag. And then liberals do the same thing. The government should regulate the guns and should not regulate the flag thing. The government, you know, I think that liberals in general speak up for freedom of speech more often. You know, the ACLU, for instance, is a pretty liberal organization. And yes, the ACLU also has flaws. I personally think they get a little picky sometimes. When, like, okay, there happen to be two sticks that happen to fall off a tree in the shape of a cross that happen to be on the corner of some public school or something, and that's public property, and therefore you can't have religion on public property, and therefore we have to take it away. Or whatever, you know, okay. Sheesh, ACLU, guys. Calm down just a bit. At the same time, I'm glad the ACLU exists to protect freedoms and stuff. To protect free speech, for instance, even in cases where we don't agree with what the person is saying. The other thing is the flag burning. Guys, I love America, right? And by extension, I love the flag. I don't think anybody ought to burn it. At the same time, unless they're burning somebody else inside that flag, or, you know, if they steal someone's flag and burn that, or whatever, that's free speech. That's like, it's a horrible form of free speech. It's one you don't really like, you know, but if a guy wants to say he hates America, that's your right to say that. And my right to ignore you. My right to say, wow, you're a nutcase. I'm going elsewhere now, right? But you protect flag burning out of the principle. I mean, the flag is around, you know, as a symbol of America. And what is America? Well, it involves a lot of freedom and liberty. That's what you just said, right? You just said, guaranteed us personal freedom. And then you said within the limits of moral code. Which is interesting, because conservatives often, and then they talk about the nanny state, right? So it's like, wait, so we're guaranteed freedom within the limits of moral code, but we shouldn't impose those morals, except in the case where you feel like imposing it. In the case of abortion, for instance, which actually, I'm on the conservatives on this side. I believe, sadly, that an embryo is a human. Like, as best as I can tell scientifically as I can go, that's just a human in an early stage of development, and you shouldn't be allowed to kill it. You know, and that's you could call that a moral viewpoint. You could call any law a moral viewpoint. It's a moral viewpoint that murder is wrong. It's just an extremely common viewpoint. You know, and so conservatives believe in imposing that moral viewpoint on others. But when someone else imposes a moral viewpoint on them, for instance, you shouldn't own a gun, you know, except with these like long lists of circumstances where it's okay. You know what I mean? Like in general, like the generalized anti-gun legislation, they go, no, you can't impose your morals on me, though I can impose my morals on you. Liberals do the same thing, by the way. Liberals are also hypocrites. Make that very clear. You know. We also do plenty of things, just everything in that reverse, right? where we say the government should regulate these things, and then, no, wait, you shouldn't regulate these other things. It shouldn't, anyway, flag burning, guys. It's free speech. And you're like, no, we have to stop it. I'm like, why? I mean, for one thing, you know, I'd kind of like to know how many people hate America that much. If they're going to do public flag burnings and they make themselves publicly available, okay, then we can tally that up. There's like less than 100 burnings every year, by the way. And they're trying to push through a constitutional amendment to prohibit it, or to give Congress the power to prohibit it. Guys, which do you care about more? The symbol of America or the ideals of America? Because you can protect the symbol with that amendment, but you'd be kind of harming the ideals. Like, you wouldn't destroy the ideals. They'd be there. You know, free speech would go on, but, like, that'd be a step in the wrong direction. But here's the thing, guys. In all the things we disagree with, in flag burning, in gun control, in the war in Iraq, I don't accuse you of hating America. I do not say things like, they fail to grasp the essence of being American. I think you get it as much as I do, which is to say we both have questions and we both have problems, but I think you're an American just as much as I am. You know, I don't accuse you of having dim views on religion or whatever, or dim views on logic. I guess that would be the other criticism that liberals give to conservatives. They say, oh, conservatives, they don't care about logic, they just go with, well, religion perhaps, right? You know, I think there are plenty of logical conservatives, and plenty of logical liberals, and plenty of illogical conservatives and illogical liberals. It happens on all sides of the spectrum. Both wisdom and foolishness. Obviously, I happen to believe that at least a somewhat liberal stance is probably wiser than a somewhat conservative stance, because that's what I happen to believe in, is a somewhat liberal stance. But I might be wrong on that. I'm not going to make these blanket statements like, you know, you just don't want us to win the war on terror. What the crap, guys? I would not say that to you. I'm sure you want to win the war on terror. I'm sure you want to achieve success in Iraq. I think you're doing it the wrong way. I'm not going to question your intentions without, like, serious proof that your intentions deserve such questioning. And thank you all for watching this very long video about things that have been bugging me for a long time. I just want to say, guys, please, liberals, conservatives, people in the middle like myself, independents of all types, can we at least try to respect each other? We can disagree, but let's not make these ludicrous statements from both sides of the spectrum that we hear all the time. Thanks for watching. See you later.